Jumping into my college football week 9 recap, and I feel like this week was like any given Saturday kind of deal where you think you know teams or can kind of judge them based on common opponents, and you absolutely can't. West Virginia beats Kansas State. Minnesota gets defeated by Maryland, who only scored 3 points in week 1. Michigan goes down to their rival in Michigan State. It was just, yeah, it was a lot of excitement. But that's what we love about college football. You never know what's going to happen. Upsets happen all the time, and especially this year. Let's jump in to the recap. Starting this recap with Michigan State at Michigan. As far as this Michigan State team, their defense played really well. Big shout out to Antoine Simmons. He had a heck of a game, got on a lot of radars there. And yeah, I think they protected the ball well, which was the biggest change from their week 1. And then on the Michigan side of things, I think that they struggled kind of converting third downs. They struggled establishing the run. I don't necessarily think that Joe Milton's receivers helped him a lot, but I do think there's some refining even within his skill set. I think that he's a great quarterback and has like a lot of the raw talent, but I'm excited to see him have a little bit more time maybe, and maybe that because this year is so weird, I think we heard so much of that excitement about him as a dual threat quarterback and all of that, and we haven't got to see that kind of come out in a way that I think it was maybe hyped up to be, and that's okay. That doesn't make him a bad quarterback, but once he makes kind of some of those adjustments and gets to look back at the film, I think we could possibly see another level to this offense. But this does kind of concern me for Jim Harbaugh's future and things like that. I don't think that Josh Gaddis this week, the offensive coordinator there at Michigan, was able to get things going like he was in week 1 against a weaker Minnesota defense. And again, the Spartans defense played really, really well in this game. So yeah, I think that there's going to be some work to do for all the other teams in the Big Ten, but essentially it looks like Ohio State is comfortably running away with the conference. Of course, we've got to talk about that Boston College at Clemson game. That was a close one, but I can't see Clemson getting tripped up like that twice. I mean, we'll find out for sure this upcoming Saturday. They've got a test in Notre Dame coming up on the schedule, but they for sure adjusted well. Venables doing what he does in the second half, holding that quarterback and Phil Jurkovec to 0 throughout the second half. I love seeing Travis Etienne downfield is like a straight up receiver, refining his skill set and just upping the draft stock there. And of course, if you watch this game, the Joe Tessitore call as his son went for the fake punt there.
Mary on for the 40-yard field goal attempt. As they split out, Danny Dalton's a fake. Tessitore is under center on 4th and 2, and he got him to come off sides. John Tessitore came up and played quarterback at the last second, and they may get a first down out of this. How about that on 4th and 2?
And ended up getting the first down, got some great points on the board from that. It was a fun game. It was exciting to see Boston College in it, but they did not get to pull off the upset there. The primetime game this week was Ohio State at Penn State. It did not live up to that primetime hype. I didn't expect it to, though. I really thought Ohio State was going to comfortably take it. I didn't see anything super special from this Penn State team in week 1. I know they're always a competitive team. I'm not taking that away from them, but I don't think that anybody is holding a candle to Ohio State this year. Justin Fields looked completely solid. I have this expectation that he's just going to keep progressing through the season, and this team is looking playoff competitive already. I know we've only seen them for 2 weeks, so I don't want to make too many assumptions there, but I'm excited to see what this playoff picture looks like. And then on the Penn State side of things, we're all waiting for Freiermuth to have a night, and Jahan Dotson kind of steps out and emerges as a nice piece on that Penn State offense. But alongside of that, he had some great catches against Shaun Wade, who everybody's looking at as a high draftable corner on the Ohio State side of things. He had some really nice catches against him. So I'm not sure if that means that, you know, Shaun Wade's draft stock goes down, or if we've been overlooking Jahan Dotson as a nice piece on that Penn State team. Now I've got my eyes on him, though. I will be keeping, a close look at how he emerges through the rest of the season. That is all I've got for you guys for this Week 9 recap in college football. Of course, I did not forget, though, Texas defeating Oklahoma State, number 6 ranked at the time, Oklahoma State. The Big 12 now beating up on each other is like the Pac-12 usually in most years, so I'm interested to see what happens there. I feel like they kind of played themselves out of the playoff, but you never know. You never know. Anything could happen towards the end of the season. Style points and all of that could change things towards the end there. Joseph Osai just closing out that game, upping his draft stock, looked really, really great out there. So that was fun to see. But speaking of then teams that usually play themselves out of the playoff, the Pac-12 starts this weekend. I am so excited to get the rest of the guys out west now back into the mix of college football. I'm looking at USC as being the competitor in that division or conference, hopefully this year. Hopefully we get to see them kind of step up to the plate and get into the playoff. If not, I'm eyeing maybe like a 2-conference team like Notre Dame, depending on how they play Clemson this weekend, or Texas A&M, because they already defeat Florida. So now I'm kind of looking at them as maybe a competitor. They would only have that one loss to Alabama. I know, all of the questions, all of the possibilities, but that's what makes Saturdays so much fun. And the play that never was in New Jersey, that Rutgers play. I was watching that game, so it was on my laptop, and I'm like eyeing it, and I'm expecting a whistle to be blown, and the play just kept going and going. I still think that it was a lateral pass, and that play should have stayed a touchdown, but didn't happen. I was kind of disappointed, but such is life. Let me know your favorite team down below. Who do you guys root for every Saturday? Like and comment and subscribe and all of that fun stuff. I will talk to y'all so soon.